So I get asked quite a lot within my alliance, questions like, should I buy this, is this worth it? And for players on lower budgets, the answer I give is often no. There's a few general tips to spending. The first one is you really don't want to spend on things you can get through free-to-play means, especially speed-ups. Diamonds as well, maybe to a slightly lesser extent because you can get more valuable things with diamonds. But speed-ups, like research speed-ups, if you're a lower spending account, you will quite quickly reach a point where none of these researches are probably worth it for you. With the current state of the game especially, like research trees like refinement or expedition, military, advanced military are pretty good, but you do not want to be doing city defense, advanced defense, iron defense, the later stages of formations and commandership. They'll inflate your power way too much, and you'll never be able to get your stats to a point to justify it. It's better to appear weaker, be able to move kingdoms a bit easier. It's just much more efficient that way. The best purchase in the game right now, in my opinion, by far, is probably the honor token. There's a lot of strong passive buffs. Obviously the castle skin outside the roulette castles is probably the best skin in the game in my opinion. It's what I run on my main. It has a lot of strong passive buffs, total attack, total defense, total health. That's all very, very good. Just the healing speed increase and research speed and building speed increases. This will get you so much further with your researches, your buildings, than buying speed ups directly would anyway, especially at this low of a cost. So on top of all the other benefits you get, this should definitely be your first priority. The second research queue will go a long way. You can't use speed ups on both at once, so it's not crazily valuable, but it is still good because it will just tick down passively. Obviously your dragon skill will affect both, but where it gets the most value is these four. So obviously more rebel damage is always good. Drop rates for Expedition Beyond, this is huge. Across the 28 days, if you were blitzing Nightmare, this would get you over 2,200 refined rough, and in pack values, that is actually over 1,100 black diamonds here with the 50 packs. So that is incredibly efficient for just 100 black diamonds. Obviously not everyone will be blitzing Nightmare, so it's maybe not a perfect comparison, but you get the point. And then with Expedition drop rate increase, this will effectively half your time in farming Kingsguard pieces, because it rounds up by, or from 50. So if you get one blue bell here, for example, it will then be 2 blue bells, and that's another 16 greys. And that takes you so far. It will make it so much more fast of a process getting these Kingsguard pieces to purple and then gold, and that is what you want to be going for on a lower budget. You want to be maxing all these out long term. It will also just increase along with the rebel group drop rate here, the amount of diamonds you get per hit, and this will add up a surprising amount. Like this hit here would give 150 diamonds just from the honor token. This hit here would give another 100. And along with rebel groups, this will add up to tens of thousands of diamonds across the month, which is amazing on top of everything else. There's no downsides to this. It's quite cheap. It's just $10 for a month. It's like a monthly subscription. So if you're buying anything in this game on any budget, this should 100% be what you get. Just the refinement drop rate alone is probably worth this, let alone everything else. I haven't even gone into the coupons or the free troop appearance medals. So this is a no-brainer in my opinion. This is what you want to be getting 100%. Past that, it gets a little trickier. What I would probably do personally is get the legendary pass in the recruitment pass, and then I'd get all these awakened commanders to grey and then green and then maybe blue, but at least green for the tavern stats, because as a low spender, getting your tavern stats up is quite a difficult task. They're very restricted. just because you have such limited options. So this is an amazing way of increasing your tavern stats and just improving your damage and, elite trials, stuff like that as well. And Theon, Julian, Annie, they're all very, very good for rebel leaders as well. Julian and Theon especially. After I get everything to green, I would probably take Annie or Julian to gold, and then put in all the epic tokens I get from things like Valor points into them, and I'd get them to 3 stars. Because if you don't have anything at gold, you're not going to put this into anything and have it be actually good. So I'd probably take Annie there personally, because with the new combat system, now that she doesn't need Spearmen in the March to use her active, she can be ran in every formation. So at 3 stars, you can just run her as your lord, and she'll be amazing. That's 100% what I'd do personally. After that, it's a bit more subjective. There's the normal recruitment pass, which is always a good option. There's so many things you get at each stage. But the thing you really want is to get all the castle skins alongside the pass commanders to gold, obviously. But these castle skins are very strong owned bonuses. If you have the honor token castle skin, none of them will be better than that, I think, in PvP. But things like 10k army size here, all the 100k shelter capacities, you want all of these before moving on, I think, because if you're low spending, you want to be playing a blankable castle. You don't want more troops than you can hide, just because you won't have the stats to justify it. And all this shelter capacity will really help you out. Like, there's total health on this. These are effectively just like troop appearances with the passive stats, and they'll take you a very long way. So I'd buy this until I have all the valuable owned bonuses personally. The shelter capacities and the PvP stats, especially the army size, wherever you can get that. With the recruitment pass as well, when you get these 7-colored diamond rows, you can actually save claiming them, and then claim them all together when it's either the badge wheel in the 7-colored diamonds events, or the elite token one with the books. I think the badge one is probably best. It also gives main material chests. Badges are very, very hard to get if you're low spending, and that is a very good way of getting them. You can get all your badges up to, purple attack badges a lot quicker this way. So there's another benefit to doing this. There's the Iron Bank, which is released every month. This is always amazing. The health badges, these are the only way of getting health badges. If you have the 4th badge slots, filling all of them out is quite tricky on a low budget, because you won't have the total attack badges, you probably won't have the CCS token badges, and then the troop appearances as well. Everything else you can get through free-to-play means, so you're just getting raw value there, but it is at such a high amount that it's sort of worth it, especially if you're not in one of those top alliances with amazing gifts. Like if you're in M3O or something, maybe these speed-ups aren't as valuable to you. If you're in a smaller alliance, they definitely will be. But 2 rotations of this will get you an SS appearance to full grey, which is very good. Like you can get the Dothraki Rider up to full grey and have 5% total attack from that. That's very good as a passive stat. So that alone would go over budget though. So for me personally, maybe dropping the recruitment pass, the normal one, until you have 8 health badges is maybe the better option, and then going legendary pass, Iron Bank, and honor token, which would put you at 500 black diamonds a month, which would be about €10 a week. If you're from Europe, for example, which is not a lot, after you have the 8 health badges for your main frontline, I would probably move on from this and get the normal recruitment pass, get all those own bonuses, and then you can start spending in the store for packs directly. And I'd probably get commanders here with coupons, because you have those honor token coupons to spend. You'll have the 30 off on Friday from the epidemic, you'll have the Monday coupons. If you choose to go for Julian instead of Annie for simplicity, you could always get Julian on every Monday with coupons and speed up the process getting him to gold, which I think is a pretty decent option. Obviously, if you have a bit higher budget, if you have a bit lower budget, what you do could change a bit here, but I think this is about what I'd do. Honor token 100% the number one priority, then it's a bit more subjective. I will personally go for commanders through the legendary pass. I'd get the tavern stats up because they'll always give you value. I'd get something I can start putting epic tokens into long term, because you don't want them going to waste. Awakening is such a huge part of the game. And then I'd look for just unique ways of improving my stats through owned bonuses and castles you can only get through paid content, or the health badges which you can also only get through paid content. That is what I would primarily look to spend on. No speed ups, no diamonds, no compasses, no dragon raffle skill tokens, no friendship chests, none of that. Maybe some S troop appearance medals when you've completed everything else, but they're maybe a little less valuable than everything else until they're done, in my opinion.